Behold our God, seated on his throne. Come, let us adore him. Behold our King, nothing can compare. Come, let us adore him.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of His Story Through Hymns, where we dive into the powerful stories and rich theology behind the hymns that have shaped Christian worship for generations. I'm AJ, and today we will begin with a hymn that has stirred hearts for centuries. A mighty fortress is our God. Before we explore its history and scriptural significance, let me take you back to a moment that encapsulates the beauty of worship for me. Imagine walking into an ornate church on a Sunday morning, the sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows, the air is thick with reverence. As the organ begins to play the opening measures of A Mighty Fortress Is Our God, there's a sense of anticipation, an invitation to step into something holy. Immediately, I'm transported into a special moment of deep awe and wonder. An overwhelming awareness of how glorious our Savior's love for us truly is. My heart swells with emotions, and though words fall short, it's as if my soul is ready to burst into praise. The grandeur of the organ, the power of the lyrics, they all draw me into a place of adoration, marveling at the majesty of God. Have you ever had a moment like that, where worship becomes an experience beyond words? That's what A Mighty Fortress Is Our God does for me. Now let's talk about the hymn itself and why it has such a profound impact. Martin Luther, the father of the Protestant Reformation, wrote this hymn in the early 16th century, at a time when the world around him seemed uncertain, with threats to both his life and faith. Luther found solace in the unshakable strength of God. The words of Psalm 46, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble," inspired him. The passage proclaims God's protection in the midst of chaos, a truth that Luther knew deeply as he faced opposition from the church. In writing A Mighty Fortress Is Our God, Luther captured the essence of this psalm, reminding us that God is a steadfast refuge no matter what storms surround us in life. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountain shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. This imagery of God as a fortress, unmoved and secure, was central to Luther's message. He experienced immense pressure, but his faith remained grounded in the sovereignty of God. Luther once wrote, "We sing this psalm to the praise of God, because He is with us and powerfully and miraculously preserves and defends His church and His word against all fanatical spirits, against the gates of hell, against the implacable hatred of the devil, and against the assaults of the world, the flesh, and sin." What's remarkable about Luther's hymn is how it continues to resonate, even centuries later. It was sung during the National Day of Mourning at the National Cathedral on September 14, 2001, following the tragic events of September 11th. In that moment of collective grief and uncertainty, this hymn reminded us of the God who is our mighty fortress, our protector and deliverer in times of deep sorrow. We've seen A Mighty Fortress Is Our God stand the test of time, not just because of its majestic melody or poetic language, but because it points us back to a biblical truth that's unchanging. God is with us. whether in times of personal trial, national tragedy, or spiritual battle. This hymn echoes the cry of Psalm 46, God is our refuge. Now, as we prepare to listen to this hymn together, I encourage you to reflect on the truth of God's unfailing strength in your own life. As the hymn declares, and though this world with devils filled should threaten to undo us, we will not fear, for God hath willed his truth to triumph through us. Let these words remind you that no matter what we face, God's power prevails. Thank you for joining me today on His Story Through Hymns. I hope this hymn has stirred your heart just as it has mine, reminding you of the refuge we have in Jesus Christ. Be sure to subscribe and tune in next time as we explore more hymns that reveal God's story through music. Until then, may you rest in the fortress that is our God, knowing He is always present, always faithful, and always worthy of our praise.